a music person and you love music and you want to see it in its rawest form before it becomes a smash hit, you have come to the right place. Sit back and enjoy Artist Studio Access.
And that karaoke singer that's just ruining Don't Be Cruel.
I've always wondered why this song hadn't gotten cut, because it seems timely. But then I was on a stage one time right after one of the terrorist attacks, and it was in Texas, and I sang, God Don't Hate the Muslims, and I actually heard people in the crowd boo, and I just stopped and I went, shame on you. God loves everybody. And most people agree. It's just, there's a certain element of people that feel like, they've got the corner on God's love. And that's bullshit. God loves us all the same.
Short on charts. The atheist might not like it. Yeah. Okay. Pronounce atheist wrong.
Somebody will get offended. Do we have everybody? Somebody does.
I know that, girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I know that.
God loves everybody.
That calm exterior.
Best tripod you ever saw.
All right.
That's exactly the one I wanted.
And this bar, this is John's guitar. I don't think
Step down.
No, that's is this a half step down or a step down?
So Chuck Cannon has this amazing ability to take very few words and mix, just get the most complex ideas through with a simple lyric.
God loves everybody. Well, we all give God the blues. So there'll be some of that, Bob? Okay.
Give God the Blues. My buddy Phil Madeira was doing an album called Mercyland, and wanted me to help him write a song for it. And I was working with Sean Mullins at the time. We were writing a record that he was working on. And Phil's like, man, I'd love to meet Sean. And I said, you want to write a song with Phil Madeira? If we get it right, it'll go on this record. And Sean was like, sure. So Phil came over, and we just poked around. We were trying to think of something that really gave the message that, there's bad Christianity that says it's just us, and Jesus wasn't about any of that. He stretched out his arms and died.
When I first heard, God don't hate the Muslims, God don't hate the Jews, God don't hate the Christians, I'm thinking, okay, where's this going to go? It's going to be interesting. But then he says, but we all give God the blues. It's like, wow, absolutely true. And it makes you think.
All right, can we here's the top, please. Just.
Who dat?
This is all you, right?
Nope, that's
electric guitar.
That's
Kenny.
That's me.
Okay, there's Chip.
However you want to do this.
Yeah, are you going? Oh, let's Jerry. Why don't we go to Jerry up front?
Well, I'll play one of them things once in a row.
That might be cool. Where's John?
John?
I'll tell you what I did there. I went way down in the song, grabbed the outro, moved it to the front. That's all I did.
Yeah, okay. This might be really cool. We have Jerry.
God don't hate.
All right, so we'll start with Jerry, unless John. Well, instead of this electric thing, have Jerry start us. All right, let's go do it.
Well, hello. It's beautiful.
Okay, let's all start and get in the same place again. So, what is the tempo? The tempo is 66. We all give God the blues. It's going to be opened by Jerry Douglas playing this wild new instrument with a slide made out of meteorite steel. And 2. Jerry's got 4 bars. So 1, 2, 3.
And I'm like freaking out because I'm not a studio player. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And in the middle of the song, they start like changing the chart and everything. And I lean down to the microphone after it gets quiet and I go, guys, I don't know how to read charts.
God don't hate the Muslims. God don't hate the Jews. God don't hate the Christians. But we all give God the blues. God don't hate the atheists, the Buddhists or Hindus. God loves everybody, but we all give God the blues.
So I screwed it up, and we go out into the control room to listen back. You could hear my mess up, and and I was like apologizing. And Matt Rawlings, just biggest heart in the world, he goes, Chuck, there's only one rule. There's only one rule. When you screw up, you got to do it where everybody can hear it. And, of course, everybody, and it made me kind of feel at home. These guys are the greatest players in the world. What I found, though, is like, the people who are really, really talented are always just the nicest people.
Yeah, we're not, I was watching you.
Oh, sorry.
One more time, sorry.
So he's playing a pickup.
Yeah.
He's playing a pickup.
No worries, no worries.
And then he goes on to his political part. He encompasses all of politics in the next verse.
God ain't no Republican. He ain't no Democrat. He ain't even independent. God's above all that.
God ain't no Republican. He ain't no Democrat. He ain't even independent. God's above all that. He's bigger than religion. He's got a better plan. The sign says God's gone fishing for the soul of every man.
Now the sign says God's gone fishing for the soul of every man. 'Cause God don't hate the Muslims.
Nobody writes like Chuck Cannon.
We were sitting there talking about it, and I think it was Phil that said, God loves everybody. And I said, yeah, but we all give God the blues. And so we were off to the races.
I love this song. As soon as I heard it, Alicia and I both knew, gotta do it. Gotta do this song right now.
Yeah, whatever it is. Or you could use the first half. It's just as long as you end up with God. God don't hate the Muslim. God don't hate the Jews. And then it's either. Okay, great. Yeah. So here we go. One more time at the last solo. Kenny's last solo, please.
The Muslims, God don't hate the Jews, God loves everybody, but we all give God give God the
And then, put a little humor in it, When you're giving the medicine, I spent a little bit of sugar on it, so we stuck a thing in there about the old bartender and the guy that's singing karaoke, ruining Don't Be Cruel. And it's a fun song. I love playing it out. It always gets the crowd going. And by and large, everybody really agrees with the message of it.
The Muslims, God don't hate the Jews, God loves everybody, but we all give God